welcome to my live at 4, and thank you for joining me. My name is Casey Christensen. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator living in West Kelowna, BC, also known as Wine Country. And today has been one of those days. I've been to 2 wineries today, but that's okay. I only sipped a little bit. Went to a lovely organic winery up on the hill here called Off the Grid, where they have lots of animals to pet, and you can sit out in the lawn and have a wine tasting. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then Calypso Winery. These are both new to me, and they're very close to my home. So we just had a little tasting today, and now I'm back here to spend some time with you. I hope you're as excited as I am to be playing with Happy Forest Friends. I just got this delivery the other day, so I'm kind of winging it here. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do, but I know it's going to be amazing because I just love this stamp set so much. So I did buy the suite. I often buy suites because in the suite you get a whole bunch of stuff all together in one kind of package. So I've got my paper, the DSP here, which is gorgeous. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I've got my 2 shades of ribbon here. So I've got Sahara Sand and Old Olive, and this is the twill ribbon, so it's very soft and pliable, so it's easy to make bows. I've got my stamp set. It is the rubber stamp set, so I'll show you how I mount those. The rubber stamp set with all kinds of fun stuff in there. And I also have my die set, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. When you're looking in the catalog, whenever you see, oh, I might not be live right now. I'm not. Okay, bear with me. Okay, I'm here. Hi, Kimmy. Sorry about that. I had to restart. That's been happening to me lately. I'll be rattling on with what I'm going to talk about, and all of a sudden I'll notice that nothing is moving on the screen. So I'm here now. I'll start over. I'm Casey Christensen. I'm coming to you live from West Kelowna, BC, also known as Wine Country. And that's no joke today, because today I went to 2 wineries. Just had tiny sips, but I went to 2 wineries that are very close to my home with a friend. And so that was a lot of fun. But I'm super excited to be here with you now to play with Happy Forest Friends. Now, I bought the suite for this one because the reason I like suites is because everything you need is kind of like prepackaged and it's in there. Okay. You'll notice down here in the corner, this set uses the mini embossing machine. So that's always a bonus for me because it's so neat and portable. It comes with 2 sets of 2 rolls of ribbon, and this is the twill ribbon, so it's super soft and super pliable, so very easy to do bows. I've got Sahara Sand and Old Olive, both lovely colors. I've got my stamp set here. The stamp set is the rubber, so I'm going to show you in a minute how to mount the rubber and get it on your Stampin' blocks nicely, although we're going to use the Stamparatus, and I'll explain why in a second. And I've also got my dies here. These dies are amazing. Now, as you can see, I have drawn around all of my dies. Number 1, when you get a die set this big, it's good to know where everything goes so you can fit it all back in the sheet. It's kind of like opening a paper travel map. You can never quite get it folded back the same way. If I took all these off and used them, I'd never get them back on this page the same way again. So I do draw all the way around them. It's also a good way to let yourself know that you've misplaced a die. If there's a hole that's empty, you know that you're going to have to look for a die because you've misplaced it. So tons and tons of dies in here. Beautiful set of dies. And the colors associated with this set are the So Saffron, Smoky Slate, Old Olive, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, and Sahara Sand. So the paper for this set is phenomenal. And I'm going to take it a little bit easy today, and I'm going to use this top sheet here. I like that it's kind of like a pre-done background for me. So that's what I'm going to use in my demo today, but let me show you these papers. Are double-sided papers, right? So each of these papers has more beauty on the back side. So you've got your printed and your more subtle pages on the back here. in all the colors that are associated. I was playing with the dies to see if any of the dies cut out things in the paper, and I haven't had a chance yet, but I'm pretty sure that one of the dies will cut out some of these mushrooms. So I think we'll try that today. And then this one, I love this one. I think this is just gorgeous. And I love all of these colors together. They're just a real pleasing bunch of colors together. So I'm going to get out this piece of paper here. And for my card base, I'm going to use the Sahara sand, okay? Yeah, I just love this paper. So I'm going to use the Sahara sand, but I want a little something else. So I'm going to go to my Calypso Coral. Give me a second while I grab that. I had company this afternoon, so I was kind of doing stuff and trying to get organized at the same time. You know how that goes, right? Where are we? Calypso Coral, where are we? Do we even have one? Do we even have a Calypso Coral? Come on now. Where would it be? If I were Calypso Coral, where would I be hiding? There we go. I knew there was one. All right, so we're going to use the Calypso Coral. So let's start building the card first, like I always like to do. And I'll show you where I'm going to go with this. I can't say enough about this set. I'm so excited about it. I've already decided I'm ordering more paper because it's just so versatile. There's so many things you can do with it. So for my card, we're going to cut, let me see what I want to do here. We're going to cut your standard card size, which is 5 1/4, half a sheet of cardstock. So, sorry, 5 1/2, which is half a sheet of cardstock. Oops. So that's that. And then we're going to score that at 4 1/4. And there we have that. So that's our card base. Now I want to do a little frame of the Calypso Coral. I seem to have a lot of pre-cut card bases in Calypso Coral. I wonder what I was doing there. The winery we went to 2 of them. Oh, I'm glad you made it home in time, Kim. The one of them is called Off the Grid, and it's a small winery. It's really cool. It has a petting zoo sort of a thing there, where it's all these goats, and they're all named after the cast of Friends. And go figure, Monica's a real controlling little thing. So I'm going to cut this Calypso Coral 2 notches below my card size. So my card size is 5 1/2, so I'm going to do 2 notches below that on my ruler. And then the 4 1/4, 2 notches below that as well. Most of you know by now, if you're watching me, that I work in notches, because I really struggle with those 8s and quarters and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why that is. I wasn't always like that, but it seems to be the way things are now. Okay, so then I'm going to have my card base, a little bit of my of the Sahara sand showing, not much, and then my Calypso Coral here. And now let's get ready with this piece. Now I want this bottom portion of this, so I'm going to cut this. Let me try and work out this math, okay? So if that is 5 1/2 minus 2 notches, that's going to be 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut this strip down 5 1/4, and we'll measure that to be sure. We'll just compare it to our card base just to be sure. Yes, that's lovely. That's going to give me a little bit of a show there. And in the other direction, we had 5 1/2. So the other direction, we're going to do 4. Okay. Okay, so now I've got my layers of my card, and I don't know where I'm going with that yet, so I'm just going to leave them here for the moment, and I can go back to them. Look at those cute little mushrooms. Oh my gosh, those are the cutest little things. Okay, that's kind of where we're going with that. You like that so far? All right, so let's do some stamping. And I think that what I want to have is a bear for sure. Now I'm going to use the Stamparatus, and the only reason I'm doing that is, let me prepare my stamp first. The reason I'm doing that is, if you can see, this is a full stamp, so it's coloring the entire bear. Okay, so I feel like the Stamparatus is going to do a better job so that I don't have any white showing in the middle. Okay, so first of all though, let me show you how I get my stamps prepared. So these are the rubber stamps, so there's a couple things you're going to want to do when you're getting them ready. I'm going to work with the bear first, so let's start by taking them out. And we're going to take the piece off. Now save these pieces. They make a really good mask if you ever need to stamp something in behind the bear that you don't want showing through on the bear. They make a really good mask, so I'm going to save them. That was my friend Jillian that taught me that, and it's a really, really good tip. So I'm getting my block. This is my E block, and I'm going to peel off the entire stamp of my bear, okay? So there he is. And I'm just going to pop him down on my block. And this is just how you get your stamp labels, as it were. I'm going to call them labels, but it's just how you get your stamp labels really nice and straight onto your stamp. Well, that one doesn't want to come off quite as easy, but that's okay, we'll get it. Okay, so now I can put my bear on my workspace like so, and hold my label over top of it until I know it's nice and straight, and push down. And there it is. It's on there nice and straight. Because not so much for the bear, but if you don't get them on there straight and you're looking through here at where your wording is, but your label's on crooked, your wording's going to be crooked too. Okay, so that's one. What else do I think I need? Let's maybe do, I think we're going to do these one at a time, just because I'm not entirely sure which way I want things to be. So now that we've done that, we can put away the block, and I'm just going to put my, this is just your basic cardstock. You don't need to use the thick stuff for stamping. And I'm going to drop my bear here, a little bit away from the edge. And I'll pick him up. Now I'm going to use my, remember to put a stamp head under here, just to give you a nice flat surface to ink on. Otherwise you're just going to make a mess. I'm going to get my Sahara sand. I think that's a good bear color. I'm going to ink him up. Now this is why I'm using the Stamparatus, because looking at this, I can't even tell if he's very inked up. It's very hard to tell. And we're going to see in a minute. And you know what I forgot to do? I've told you this before, and then I've gone and forgotten it myself. And that is, when you're working with these red rubber stamps, you should really go in with a fine emery board and rub an emery board over the stamp before you use it. Okay, it does make quite a bit of difference. Just the fine emery board. It just sort of roughs up the surface of the rubber and makes it more amenable to putting ink on it. Okay, look at that bear. How cute is that bear? I don't think I'm going to stamp him again. I like him just like that. Okay? I do. I like him just like that. Oh, my chamois is feeling a little dry. I'll leave it out so I can remember to go give it a wash. Now I've gotten a little bit of ink there, but it's not going to matter, because when I die cut this, let me get this ready for die cut. When I die cut this, you're not even going to see that, because it's going to get cut off. Now I would love to use my new magnetic sheet to die cut, or to use the die cuts on this, so I don't have to washi tape. But because I want this demo to use the mini the mini embossing machine, I'm not going to do that. So I am going to go to my washi tape. I'll get out my die for my bear. I just love that bear. It's beyond cute. That bear is beyond cute. Okay. So let's get my bear. Did I cut that small enough for it? Yes. I love that this whole set is using the mini. This is the set I'm going to use when I go on my mini one-day retreat on Saturday, which I'm super excited about. So I have very little to pack because I'm just going to work with this suite and take that embossing machine and just a few other little goodies and be good to go. It should be a fun time. It's for charity too, which is nice. It's always nice to do something for charity if you can. All right, let's get out the little guy. And I've taped my little bear. So I've got layers 3 and 2. Like I said, I'm not using the number 1 plate anymore. It just seems to work better with the 3 and 2 2s. Stagger them slightly. Let's get my bear more in the middle there. Let's stagger them slightly. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Look at this guy. Look at him. Is he the cutest little thing or what? Oh, I just love him. He's adorable. He's absolutely adorable. Look at that. Okay, so let's see. What else do I want to do? I've got lots of stamps and lots of things to play with here. So let's maybe do a stump. Let's do a stump over here. All right, so same principle. I'm just going to get a different sized block. Grab and this time I will do the emery board thing on it. So I need my block and I need my hang on. I'm missing things. It's early for me to be missing things, but I am missing things already. Okay. Oh, how did I lose that already? That was way too quick. Way too quick. I'm looking for the sheet that has all my little guys on it, my little labels on it. I've got the stamp pad. Oh, there they are. They're hiding. They're just hiding. Here we go. All right, so let's take off our stump and pop that on our and there's my stump. So I'm just going to peel this off. You don't need to keep that part because it's in 2 pieces, but it's always good to keep the little piece that you can use. Keep this little piece because it's always good to, you never know when you're going to need a mask. You just never know. Trust me on that one. You just never know. So again, I'm just going to pop this down on my stump, and there we have it. Now, I want to try the stump using the block rather than the Stamparatus. I just want to know how well that's going to stamp out, okay? So I'm going to use a different color, so he's not the same as the bear. I pulled out a different color that's not in my list. It's a soft suede, and we're just going to see what this looks like. Cute as a button. That's what it looks like. It's super duper cute. I love the detail. Like I don't know if it shows up on camera very well, but the detail in these stamps is amazing. And again, I forgot to use the emery board. It's okay. It'll come to me. Eventually, I'll get it right. So now I'm looking for my stump. that away before we lose it. And let's grab the stump. As you can see, it's not the be-all and end-all whether I use the emery board or not. It's just a good practice to get into. It's just a good habit because it just makes the stamp a little more porous. So again, we'll get out our embossing machine and tools. Get some washi tape. This one's lots of fun because there's lots of things to stamp and die cut, which I think is really a fun thing to do. I like doing the stamping and die cutting. I think it's lots of fun, and there's just so many possibilities because you get so much in this set. So there's lots and lots of possibilities. The bear is waving high. Yes, he is. He's a happy bear. He's a happy, happy bear. We also went to a beekeeping place today. It was kind of neat. We bought some honey. And it was kind of neat. It's just up the street from my house. That's why we went to these places, because they're literally just up the street from my house. I've got 3 wineries and this honeybee place. And the honeybee place is actually a place where you can buy materials to be a beekeeper. So it's not like it was a super fun shop, but the experience was super fun. We met some people there named Judy and Jim. And Judy's probably a little older than me. I'm pushing 70, but Judy's a little older than me. And she has lived on that property for her entire life. I can't even imagine. But she's been there for her entire life. Look at my stump. How cute is my stump? Okay. So we're going to put our bear here. We'll maybe have a stump here. And let's put something on the stump. What do we have to put on the stump? How about an owl? Let's have an owl on our stump. What color would an owl be? I think I'm going to do the owl in the gray. And let's see if I can get the process right this time. What the heck? So put back my stump right away. See, there's so many little things, right? There's little acorns, there's flowers, there's leaves, there's mushrooms. There's so many cute little things. I think I want to see if that mushroom can be cut out of the DSP. I'm kind of curious about that mushroom. So let's get our owl. Let's get our owl. It's a very cute owl. So we're going to get our owl. And I think I'm going to do him in gray just because everything else is brown. And gray is in the DSP. So I'm going to use the gray. And let's do this now before I forget. Let's get our emery board, which I had out and don't anymore. Yeah, it was right here. It was. Okay, so maybe we won't do that because I can't find it. So same thing, just take your let's clean that off here. There we go. Take the little piece off. We're going to put our owl right side up so that we put our label right side up. There's the emery board. So let's give this a little, just on the light side of your emery board. And it does get all powdery and white, but just, you know, wipe it on your pants or whatever. That's what I do anyways. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's what I do. I wipe everything on my pants. And let's get our owl. So we'll just drop him on there. Drop him on there, and then we want to drop that on our little owl guy. Oh, I didn't get it straight. Hang on. There he is. Okay, got our little owl, and let's stamp him. I'm going to stamp him using the block and see how he stamps out. I think the smaller things are okay to use the blocks. I just think the larger things like the bear, you might want to be using the Stamparatus for, so you get the full coverage. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is just the coolest set ever. Oh my goodness. That little owl is so adorable. He's just way too adorable, actually, is what he is. So let's cut him out. And we're going to get our owl die. Scared me for a second there. I thought there wasn't one, and then I thought, no, wait a minute. This all has dies. I know that much. I know that. So, and let me just clean him off. I'll just pop him there for the time being so that I don't lose him. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited by this set. I can't wait. So Saturday I get to spend the whole day. It's going to be great. It's a 12-hour deal. It's put on by a Stampin' Up demonstrator here. So there'll be all kinds of, there'll be lunch and dinner. There'll be some make and takes, which is, if you're not familiar with make and takes, yeah, it got tucked, it's tucked inside one of the other dies, so I sort of missed it. It's tucked inside the belly of the bear. That's where the owl die cut is. So make and takes are when they organize like a little kit of a card, and so I think there's 3 or 4 of them throughout the day. You can sit and do a make and take, which is supplied to you, so you don't know what it's going to be or whatever. You're just going to follow instruction and make a card. And then there's going to be games, and there's going to be things to buy, and it's just going to be a fun day. So it's going to be a junk day for me. I'm going to take some Diet Coke, which I don't do very often, but I'm going to take some Diet Coke. I've got a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of jujubes. So those are my go-to fun foods, which I don't do on a regular basis, but I'm going to do them on Saturday because it feels like, look at this guy. Oh my goodness. He's just way, way, way too cute. Let's see where we're going so far. Let's see. Let's put this away. See how I'm getting better at this? I'm getting better at putting things away so I'm not hunting them down. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes. So, there's my little owl die. Put him right back in there. And so we've got a bear. We've got a stump. We've got an owl that can stand on the stump. I think we need some mushrooms. Let's do an experiment here and see if the die cut that's in there fits on this mushroom paper. How cool would that be? How cool would that be? So we have some flowers here, but we don't have any mushrooms. So let's look at that and see what we see. Look at me tidying up after myself. That's so not like me at all. I don't even know why I'm doing it. I am getting better, Kim. I'm trying. Anyways, I'm trying to do things in a more organized manner because I make myself a little crazy sometimes with the not being able to find things, and oh, it's exhausting. However, okay, let's find the mushroom die. There's a couple of them here. Oh, I can't get my fingernail underneath there. Hang on. So there's 2 mushrooms. Oh, there's 3 mushrooms. How cool is that? So maybe you could cut more than one at a time. Wouldn't that be neat? I think that would be super duper nifty. All right, so I've got 3 mushrooms. Let's see where they come in the... Oh, wait, I saw something else that might be something too. Or not. Or not. Let's see. What is this? What is this? I don't know what it is. We'll have to figure that one out on another. I have a funny feeling that my live tomorrow will be the same thing, just something completely different, but the same thing. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Thursday. Okay, so let's see if these... And my goodness, I'm not sure. Let's see. They sort of seem to be just outside of the shape. Where's this? I really want them to work on this paper, but I'm not sure that they do. They don't always. Okay, so I think we're going to stamp some mushrooms. Unless it works on this little... Yeah, I think we're going to stamp some mushrooms. Let's stamp some mushrooms in any case. I don't know if they're going to work with that, but let's not take the time. So I'm pretty sure we have mushrooms in the stamp set. We do. We have 3 different kinds of mushrooms. So 1 mushroom. Oh, we have 2 different kinds of mushrooms. So 1 mushroom, 2 mushrooms. And we've also got, I think that's a butterfly. I'm not sure. Let's see. All right, so let's do a couple of, and we'll do them together at the same time here. So then we can cut them together at the same time. Just leave a little room between them. And we're going to do those, and I think we'll do those in Calypso Coral, because it's such a nice vibrant color. So what is this third one for? Let me look on here. So we've got 1, 2 mushrooms. See, there's 3 dies. I feel like one of these mushroom dies has to work on the paper, but we'll figure that out later. So let's just do this for now. Maybe we'll do a few of them. Oh, they're cute. They're super duper cute. Oh, I just love them. This is a phenomenal set. I highly recommend it. Highly, highly recommend it. This is just too much fun, this set here. See, my chamois is so dry that I'm not even using it in the case. It's really not very wet at all, but it's better than nothing to clean them off. So I'll have to go give that a soak in the sink. All right, so let's have a look at these. I'll cut them off in 2s, so we can cut 2 at a time. There we go. And let's get our bit here. And let's see what we've got. It's possible that we have 2 the same size. It's quite possible. Yeah, that's what it is. So we've got two dies the same size, which I always like, because when you're doing a lot of die cutting, it is kind of nice to be able to do 2 at a time. So we got 2 of that size, and then we've got this little itty bitty guy, which we can only do 1 of at a time. That's fine. That's fine. He's very tiny. It's very, very tiny. For me, that translates to easy to lose. Okay, let's give those a go and see what we get. So we're going to layer 1, 2, 3. And put it through just a little staggered, okay? Just a little staggered. Oh, I love these. So let's see what we get. And let's have a look at our card and see where we're going so far. So we got our happy bear. Kind of strategically placing him between mushrooms. And we got our owl. And let's see our tiny mushrooms. Okay, I love it. I just love it. I think I'll cut out this other set of mushrooms just so that we have some. Just so we have some to choose from. There we go. One of those. And let's put this one aside so we don't lose it. And we'll do another of the little tiny guys. Okay, one more shot through there. Now we have to decide on a sentiment. So let's see what we have to work with in this set, because I know we have a ton to work with. So there's some more mushrooms. And let me put these aside so that they're safely where they belong. Okay, let's see what our options are for sentiments and what our options are for cutting. Now, I love these bigger sentiments, but you know what? I love this little die cut right here. So I want to do my sentiment with this little, it's like a little label with a hole through it. I want to do this. So I'm going to pick a sentiment that will work with that. So let's do, you know, I think I'm going to do, well, let's see, what do we got? We've got the ones that will fit in that little set. You've got Hello Baby, Welcome, and Thanks. And I think Hello Baby is a bit much for me right now. I don't even know any babies. Well, that's a lie. I do know babies, but none that need a card. So I'm going to do the Welcome. So let's, we're going to repeat that process and get our label onto our Welcome stamp. No, I'm not doing welcome. I'm not doing welcome. I want to do thanks. I want to do thanks. It seems like a cute thank you card. So I'm going to do thanks. So I just need my thanks here. Pop that on to the block. I don't need any of this anymore. So let's get it out of our way. And let's put that in the garbage. Oh, look at me being tidy. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's going to get to be a habit, and then what? Okay. Let's get this piece off. Okay. Let's get our thanks right side up. And we're just going to pop that down on top of it. And there. So this I'm going to use one of my little stamps for. I think that it will work just fine. Yeah, I'm just using my A stamp block. It's very small, but that's going to be just fine. And I'm going to stamp first and then cut later, because then I can even, and I always do that, by the way, always. So let's stamp this in, let's stamp it in, I tend not to want to do the bright colors for stamping sentiments. So I think we're going to stamp it in soft, we'll stamp it in Old Olive or soft suede. I don't know, Old Olive or soft suede. What do I want? No, I think soft suede will be better in keeping with. So I've got this little jut out here on my paper, which I think will work well for this die. No, I'm not going to do that. I know myself better than that, and I'll end up with it not quite right. So let's ink this up. perfect. It's just a tiny little subtle, cute thanks. Okay, so there's our thanks. Let's get our, I lied, I do need the embossing machine still. I said I didn't need it anymore, but there I am, I need it. Oh, I hope I just didn't cut that too short. It would be something I would do. No, I did not. Whew. Just right. Okay. Okay, so let's give this a little tape, because it will definitely move. Here we go. Sorry, Kim, my messages weren't scrolling down, so I didn't see. It is much easier with the number 3 plate. I didn't see if you typed anything important, but I'll get it later if you did, because my messages weren't scrolling, so I was stuck on the same message. I thought maybe you fell asleep. Okay, there we go. So let's put this through. There we go. Okay. I am liking that a lot. It's so cute. Oh, look at this. It's so cute, right? It's super cute. But, what's wrong with this picture? I think that it's not going to look good. Well, let's play with it. Let's start putting this together. I feel like it being stamped on white. Yeah, I think I'm going to redo that. I think I'm going to do it. I feel like it being stamped on white, it's not going to show well. So I'm going to redo that, okay? So let's get our thanks out again. And I'm going to redo it on some Sierra sandpaper. I think the white is a bit much. And that I pressed that a little too hard. I'm going to press it a little less hard. Here we go. If I look like I jiggle, it's not really intentional. That won't go to waste. That'll end up in the Dexter bowl, and it'll get pulled out for something else. So I don't really waste much of anything, as you probably noticed last night if you watched my scrappy cards. Okay. So this is such a subtle font on this thanks card. It's such a, no, and I did cut it wrong. Okay, I'm going to do that again. That won't go to waste either, but I'm going to do it again. I didn't leave myself enough room to use the die, so I need to be more conscious of where I'm planting that thanks. Thanks, Kim. They were fun to do, right? Yeah, I'll definitely do more of those scrappy cards because it's so much fun to do and such a great way to use up stuff, right? So I've left myself a little more room for my thanks this time because I need room for that die since it's longer than the thanks. Okay. You know what? I'm just driving myself crazy with this. Thanks, but hang on a second. I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I need the darkest color. Here's what I need. This is Early Espresso. So we're going to do that stamp yet again in Early Espresso. I just think it needs to be darker. Leaving myself room for the dye. Well, it's not much darker, but it is darker. So I'm going to be happy with that. It's such a tiny little subtle font that it's hard to see if you don't use one of the darker colors on it. All right, so let's just give ourselves that. One more shot at the embossing machine. Let's see what we get now. All right, let's build this puppy. So, I've got all my little bits and pieces there. I've managed not to lose anything. Pretty impressed with that. Oh, let's close that stamp pad before I wear it, since I'm so very good at that. So I'm going to start with my first layer, and I'm just going to stick that down. And there we go. So I might have to get my head over this one because it's such a small bit of difference. Oh, maybe not so much. Yeah, I do. I need to get my head over it. So pardon my head, but it's important to get it down straight. There we go. So now I think I'm going to just put this layer down straight too, because see, that's why I buy second sets of the paper, because it seems a shame to be covering up this beautiful green, but that's the only way you're going to get to use the other side, isn't it? But it's good that they're double-sided, and that's why I always end up, of the ones I really like, I always buy more than one package, just because I really want to have that, be able to use both sides of the paper. Okay, there we go. So far so good, yes? Let's clean this off because it's really dark. Oh, I like it. So now we're going to start building. So I think I'm going to want to put my bear, I'm going to put him on some dimensionals. So I've made all the dimensionalizing with the characters and stuff because I don't want to, this felt to me a little thin to be popped up, unless I popped up both layers, which I didn't, but that's fine, that's fine. Now for the little bits, I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. I want him good and stuck down. So I'm going to use some minis on his footsies and on his waving paw. Okay. Oh, he's so cute. I love this set. This is such an adorable set. Okay. So let's have our bear. right about there. So he's not really covering up any of the other fun things that are going on there. And next we'll do our stump. And that's probably 2 dimensionals on the stump, I think. I put them side by each, should be. There we have it. I love it. I know, you got to get this set, Kim. It's too cool. It's actually reasonably priced. It's $94 for the suite, or you can also bundle it. You can also get just the bundle and not have absolutely everything. But me, I just need everything because I think it's absolutely adorable. So a couple of dimensionals on this guy too, but nothing too close to the edge of his belly because we want to put his feet up on the stump. And so we need his feet. We need to be able to edge his feet down on here without the dimensional getting in the way of things. Oh, look at him. I love him, I love him, I love him. I really, really love him. Okay, so let's, we're going to think about that in a minute. Let's give ourselves some cute little mushrooms here. And these are single dimensionals, and I think only one, to be honest. I think one's going to be enough. One there, and maybe a tiny one just below it or just beside it. That's the beauty of these mini dimensionals. And sometimes I even cut the mini dimensionals in half. Look at that. Oh, I'm just loving this. I'm just loving it. More mushrooms required. I think more mushrooms are required here. So we've got 3 more to use. We'll use 2 more together, like we did the last one. So maybe like one here. And a little guy beside it, like we did before. And this last guy, I think we're going to put him, well, we're going to think about him. Yeah, we're going to put him there. So I'm going to put the dimensional sort of to one side of him because I want to put him sort of overlapping the, see, I've got the dimensional over to one side. That way I'm able to put the dimensional overlapping the tree trunk. Look at that. I love it. I love it. I'm still a little confused on this though, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. See, it's got a little hole there. So what we're gonna do is, and I'm afraid the only thing that comes to mind on this one is the twine. The ribbon seems a bit much as I wanted to use some ribbon, it seems a bit much. So we're going to use the twine. And I'm going to pop it through the hole of my label, the little hole there. How do I feel about this label? How do I feel about it? You know, I'm going to be happy with it for the moment, okay? I'm just going to be, so I'm going to pop that through there, and what I want to do is tie a bow. Okay, so let's see if I can tie myself a little bow. I'm not so sure today. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've got a little bow there. Let's tighten it up and tidy it up. Tighten it first, and then pull your loops through a little bit to see if you can get the size of bow that's appropriate. And I think that's pretty good. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. I gotta sort something out here. Let's see. And I don't have a piece. I'm looking for a piece of probably old olive. Hang on. I shall return. I just need a piece of old olive. A little tiny piece of old olive, which I already thought I had that out. I just want a small piece of old olive because I want to try something. Boy, I sure have lots of bits and pieces of old olive. I wonder how that happened. I do want to try something here, okay? Because something's bugging me about that little label. I like it, but I don't like it enough. So, okay, at the risk of making myself crazy, here's what I want to do. I'm going to okay, I know what I want to do. So I'm going to take a little bit of stick on my label. I'm going to take a little bit of stickum and I'm going to put that down with just a tiny gap around it. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to fussy cut that a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. So it doesn't have to be perfect. See what I've done there? And now I've left myself room underneath here to get my little piece of stuff, which so I've left myself room underneath. I can still tuck in. I fold that back a little. I can still tuck in my piece of twine. Okay, so I've got my little piece of twine. God, I hope it's big enough to make a bow. I really want it to be big enough to make a bow, but I'm not overly confident that it is. It's not. All right, let's try this one. This one's a little bit longer. I should be able to get a bow out of it without making myself crazy. Little fiddly things with my hands are just not my thing lately, but I'm doing it. Okay. There we go. So let's tighten it up and tidy it up. Couple of dimensionals. And there we have it. Now, I'm not going to have time to do the inside. It's past my time now. But how cute is that card? I absolutely adore it. Okay, so I might go back. I'm very fussy. I might go back and make this underneath part the Calypso Coral. In fact, I will. But there you have it. There's my card. So thank you for joining me. And thank you, Kimmy. It could be like the tea bag as well. It could. Very much so. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. And I may or may not work with this set again. I'm just looking at all these dies and thinking of all the things that I can do with this set. So hopefully you can join me tomorrow, and I appreciate you visiting with me today. I'm Stampin' with Casey in West Kelowna, and you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.